This is Junk Drawer, aka JD. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. After seeing this and the whole thing that they got barred, the Associated Press, they didn't even have to get barred. All they had to do was play the game. It's annoying, but that's what you gotta do. And they could have piled on stuff as always. They could have made this great, but also now they got some, I guess free advertising from this whole thing, I guess you can call it. All they have to do is just go back to the records and okay, fine. The Gulf of Mexico is formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico now. You can make jokes about this while being serious. And you can even hit them even harder. The Gulf of Mexico has carried the name for roughly 400 years. That's longer than America's been America.
That's an invitation that is given. And there are hundreds of outlets on this campus. Many of you in this room who don't have the privilege of being part of that pool every single day and getting to ask the president questions. We reserve the right to decide who gets to go into the Oval Office. And you all have credentials to be here, including the Associated Press, who is in this briefing room today.
But isn't it retaliatory in nature is the argument, because the reason that the AP was barred, which they said was because they're not using the phrase Gulf of America, they're using Gulf of Mexico in line with their standards. And so the question here is this setting a precedent that this White House will retaliate against reporters who don't use the language that you guys believe reporters should use? And how does that align with the First Amendment commitment that you were just talking about?
It doesn't matter if you're right or if you're left leaning, whatever you are. I'm not either. I kind of take bits and pieces from all sides. That's one of the things you could have done. You could have played with them. You could have had fun. But if you did you do this so you can get more articles to get written up? Fine, cool. But check it out. You could have said, just like I said, the Gulf of Mexico has carried the name for roughly 400 years. The Gulf of Mexico has carried the name for roughly 400 years. You could have fun with this. Mexicans refer to it El Golfo del Mexico in using the Spanish version of the name. Do you get what I'm saying? You're not even having fun with this. You could have claimed the Gulf, formerly known as Mexico, is now America. Okay, fine. Google changed it. The government has changed it. Whatever you want to call it. Are Mexicans still going to call it El Golfo de Mexico? Yeah. Has it been called that for basically 400 years? Yeah. And you could put that in your articles now. Go ahead, use it. All you got to do is look it up, find the source. It's basically first page, and you got it.
I was very upfront in my briefing on day one that if we feel that there are lies being pushed by outlets in this room, we are going to hold those lies accountable. And it is a fact that the body of water off the coast of Louisiana is called the Gulf of America. And I'm not sure why news outlets don't want to call it that, but that is what it is. The Secretary of Interior has made that the official designation in the geographical identification name server, and Apple has recognized that. Google has recognized that. Pretty much every other outlet in this room has recognized that body of water as the Gulf of America. And it's very important to this administration that we get that right, not just for people here at home, but also for the rest of the world. Sure.
I wasn't even going to make videos. I got sick and tired of just making videos because I'm basically know I'm right what I'm talking about. Just another thing to give you an example. Nissan and Honda, one of my other videos I made about Nissan and Honda, I honestly think allegedly Honda wants Nissan to fail so they can buy them up cheaply because everything Honda was asking for is not unreasonable, but it's almost impossible for them to do. It's like with this, what they asked from you was not unreasonable, and it's not impossible for you to do. The Associated Press, AP, all you had to do is have fun with it. You can still have fun with it. The Gulf of America, formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico, like Prince, when he changed his name because of the bullshit that the record label owned his name. The artist formerly known as Prince. I mean, this is all a joke. It doesn't matter. This is just a waste of time and taxpayers' money. And left changed the name of Fort Bragg to Fort Freedom or Liberty. And now they're changing it back to Fort Bragg, but the game they're playing, you see how they play the game? They're changing it to Fort Bragg again, but not the same Fort Bragg that was a Confederate soldier. It's a different Bragg that was a private, I forgot what he was, but he got some medals and everything else, and that's great. But my whole point is this. They're playing a game, you got to play your game. It doesn't matter if you're right or you're left leaning. That doesn't matter. Just play the game, but play it better. And the same thing with the right and the left. Play the game, but play it better. Look at everything going on right now. Everyone's calmed down with a whole bunch of shit, but then other people are hyping up other shit. And I'm cursing like crazy. Wow, I'm gonna have to edit that. Anyways, and as always, I wasn't even gonna make a video. Honestly, I was just like, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's a clown show for both sides, but at the same time, guess what? I made a video, and maybe I'll get 2 views, 3 views. It don't matter. But the whole point is, though, I don't know if you're playing the game right or you are playing the game, and now you got more free advertising from the White House on a White House press briefing, and more people might go to your website. Who knows, AP? I don't know. And maybe you'll start doing the Gulf of America, formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico, which has been named that for over 400 years. So, I mean, you can kind of take shots and digs at them. I don't understand this. Both sides have some editing to do. There's so much cursing. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one if I do make a next one. As always, I got a link at the bottom to a GoFundMe to help me out. I'm just trying to get a new laptop. But also, I need new internet. But I'm not going to go through the process of making another video for a laptop and internet because no one has even sent $1. And hey, I get it. With times the way they are, it is what it is. But anyways, thanks for listening to my rant. If you made it this far, see you on the next one. Peace.